Okay, here we are. It is one day into step 4 polish, and I want to take a look at the actual what's going on and tell you what I'm looking for here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the lid. I'm going to look how they're moving. All right, it looks a little bit slow to me. Now, there's two problems I can have at this point. One is that there's too much water, which will wash off all the grit and cause it all to stick to the bottom. It doesn't look like that's my problem. The other problem is there's not enough water, everything's getting sticky and clumping together. That looks like what's going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my squirt bottle and I'm going to add a little bit of water. Let me see if that'll focus. There we go. Okay, I'm not going to go crazy here. I'm just going to try to break up some of these little clumps. Let it go a little bit, give it a little more. Now it's starting to come out where I can see I've sprayed already, so now I'm going to stop and just watch it for a couple of seconds. Oops, watch my balance. Okay, you can see it's already starting to pick up. So this is what I do when I check these, is I look to see how it's moving, and then I kind of evaluate what I need to do to fix it, if I need to fix it. Sometimes it comes down and it looks like it's running fine. Alright, I'll continue this video probably tomorrow. Okay, I'm back. It's a day later, but next to no time at all in internet land. And here's what we're looking at now. Once again, it looks like it's kind of a little slow. Needs a little bit of water. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Probably about 20 squirts. Now I'm going to let it kind of penetrate through a little bit, see if it looks like it's picking up a little bit. Looks like it is. This is after 2 days in polish, and it'll probably be done tomorrow. Actually, it will be done tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. Hello. Okay, I am recording. Good. Okay. There's a reason I'm doing this, and it's going to take a day or so on my end, but I'm going to actually clean these off in the sink. This was step 4 polish, so these rocks are done, but I'm doing it in the sink. But I have basically a 5-gallon bucket, so all the water is going to go into a 5-gallon bucket. And I did not use the Dawn like I normally do. Hopefully we can see this. Well, let me find a flashlight. I want to show this. Okay, the first thing, oh, good gracious. Okay, I've got ceramic grit caked on the side of the bowl. Ceramic media. So I'm going to try to rinse that out. And it's not rinsing very well. Lid back on, shake it up a little bit. Alright, there is a method to my madness here. There's a reason I'm doing this, and something I want to show. And for me, it's going to take about a day. In internet land, it's going to take no time at all, because by the time I post this video, I'm going to be done. But what I want to show is, after I've rinsed these out and rinsed them off, I'm going to let this bucket sit for a day or two. And what you see is how much settles out of the water that comes out. That if I weren't doing this way, this water would be going down my drain. And keeping in mind that all that was in this bowl were rocks, ceramics media, 1 tablespoon of borax, and a half a teaspoon of polish. You know, basically a tablespoon and a half a teaspoon of grit. Looking at what we're going to see in the bottom of that bucket. Okay, and essentially with the rock dust, there's probably going to be a lot there. I'm still having a hard time getting that out. There's still a good amount. I'm probably going to have to use my toilet brush to get this out. Try this. That probably means I didn't have enough water in here because it actually caked up on the sides. This seems to be helping me out. Yeah, it looks like I loosened it up a good bit. Gotta be careful doing this because the water will splash out, and I've gotten it all over myself in the past. There we go, it seems to be coming out now. And this is helping me to rinse off the rocks a little bit, but all this water is going into the bucket, and probably tomorrow I'll take a look in the bucket and show you what I'm talking about, where basically all the sediment in the water will settle out, and a lot of it would be the rock dust that has been worn off the rocks. There's also the half a teaspoon of polish and the teaspoon of borax that would be in here. So there we go. The rocks came out nice. This one looks pretty good. I kind of like that one too. I'm trying to find my friend's rock, the one that he wanted me to. Is that? No, that's not it. That water's warm. Wanted me to polish for him, but I don't see that rock. Okay, so anyway, there it is. The point to this is, the next part of the video, I'm going to show you what this water looks like in the bucket after it sits for a day or so, and the sediment can settle out of it. And that is what, if you rinse your rocks off in the sink and you let the water go down the sink, that is what's going to get stuck in your pipes. And if you let it dry out, it's essentially the equivalent of cement, which that's going to be a very bad day for you when you realize you're going to have to dig up your pipes to fix it. So that is why you typically would rinse these off outside, or at least somewhere where you're not going to get the slurry down your pipes. Alright, so the next time we come back in, we will take a look at what this water looks like later. I'll try to keep these rocks separate, so in a later part of the video I'll show you how these rocks came out. You probably don't get a very good view from where the camera is right now. See you in an internet flash. Alright, I have allowed the grit from the last set of polish that I did to settle out into this bucket. This is all the water I used to rinse off the rocks. And here's the thing, keep in mind I put 1 tablespoon of borax and a half teaspoon of cerium oxide into this. That's it. And if you can see the bottom of the bucket, it's pretty much covered. So that is all the rock dust that came off of the rocks. Now I'm going to clean this bucket out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty the 2 3-pound barrels I have doing step 1 and the 12-pound barrel I have doing step 1 into this. And from what I understand, I can let it settle out, I can pour the water off of it, and I can dry it out and throw it away. So I'm going to see how that works, and we'll see how that goes. It probably is better than me dumping it into my driveway all the time, but we'll see how it works. So I'm going to lift this up and let you see how much comes out. I'll dump it right there. And make sure I can see, you can see where I'm dumping. That's just clear water, and there's all the came out of it, and there's still more in the bottom. I'm going to get the hose cleared out, and then I'm going to set up to clean up the rest. We'll be right back. Okay, the battery in the camera died just as I started to clean off the rocks from the 3-pound barrels, the two 3-pound barrels and the 12-pound barrel. So this is a 5-gallon bucket filled about probably 2/3 of the way full, and it's all the slurry out of all 3 of those barrels. And evidently it will settle out just like the polish did, and eventually I could skim the water off the top, let the slurry dry out, and then I could just throw it in the garbage. So we're going to see how that goes. Yeah, it's worth a shot. It's kind of building up in my driveway, and I don't think that I really want to do that. One thing, for the people who have watched several of my videos, or a lot of my videos, excuse me, my voice is messed up. I don't have the I don't have what's very popular in the news right now. I tested negative. I just had an allergy attack. I feel perfectly fine. I sound awful. So the good news for me is, as bad as I sound, I feel really just fine. Okay, so I'm going to reset the camera, and I will be right back. Okay, here's what I did with the barrels. I have all 3 of them right here. Here's the 12-pound. There's a 3, and there's another 3. The experiment with using ceramic media in step 1 with a larger rock, it appears to be just eating this ceramic media. It is it's wearing very quickly, but the rock seems to be progressing nicely. There's still a few rough spots on it, but for the most part it's doing pretty well. I'm going to go through all the rocks now, and I'm going to see what I have that's ready to move on and put into the LotO. So I'm not going to I'm not going to make this a 45-minute video and go through the whole thing. I will come back when I have everything sorted out and we can see what I have that I can move on with. Alright, I'm back, and before we proceed, this is the results of the last batch I took out of the LotO. Had a lot of this stuff and some of this stuff and basically some of that stuff. Yeah, that narrows it down a lot, huh? I believe this is a sort of jasper, and it came out very, very nicely. And this stuff has been sitting on the table here for over a week, so it is completely dry. My hands might be wet, but the rocks are dry. This is a rock I think I got from the river. Hopefully this stuff is focusing. Is that focusing? Looks like it might be focusing. That's good. Okay, but these rocks right here, these are not tumbled rocks, obviously. I may have mentioned before that I'm a teacher and a coach. One of my runners, I'm a cross-country coach, asked me what kind of rocks can tumble, and I told him quartz, and he brought a bunch of quartz for me to tumble. So I'm trying to get this all tumbled and taken care of before, well, our season ends Saturday. Today is Thursday, but we have a little banquet at the end of the month. So if I can get this stuff done by the end of the month, it'll work out. Now, I'm sure he'll probably watch this video, so for him, this is what a lot of your stuff will come out like. It'll look like this when we're done. So it'll be nice and shiny and white, and it usually will have some other colors within it. That's what we're looking at. So I'm going to put those rocks in one of the barrels. I think I'm going to put it in the barrel that has the rosy quartz and the ceramic media. because that way I know I've kept these rocks separate. I won't, you know, most of my other barrels, I have this kind of rock in it. That way I'll know which ones are his, and I can keep them separate, and he'll be able to, I'll know which ones were his. So I'll get those done for him. This is what I got for the LotO. Looks like an interesting batch. I'm going to go ahead and set it up, and I'm going to get the other tumblers going again. I think I'm going to call it a night for this video, so I'll probably be back in a week or two, and I'll update what my experiment with the slurry in the bucket looks like, and maybe I'll have some results on the stuff that's going into the LotO now. Alright, so have a good one. Happy tumbling. Good luck with the shiny, all that fun stuff. Take care.